When 3 a.m. in the morning, she drives to the wrong side of the road, kills a person. There's nothing you can do. The woman was just standing there waiting for a traffic light, killed. Another guy cycles down a berm, doesn't have his bike under control, under 18, should have worn a helmet because of the law, didn't, crashed. So he was actually breaking the law, but still died. So then you say, okay, why do we have so many of those laws? And I personally think that people should take a bit of their own responsibility, because you cannot basically get everything down to zero. Even I'll give you the numbers from Holland. As you know, 17 million people, 200 traffic deaths. But, 700 traffic deaths. So twice the population, but Canada has 3 times the number of traffic deaths. Number of cyclists dying in Holland is about 200, but 200 too much. But we have 25, 27, 28% bike model shares. We have 60 people dying, a third, but we only have a bike model share of 2%. So a lot of it is not as black and white as people always think. But that's a bit my personal idea. I see a question there.
Is there, excuse me, my name is LeBlanc, Charles LeBlanc. Is there any chance of you coming living in this city for 1 year? What I'm saying is we need people to be educated on this issue, and you're doing a fine work. In 1976, I rode a 10-speed bike around the Maritimes.
76, yeah?
Yes, I'm the same age as you are, a little bit older. In 1977, I rode from from Vancouver to St. John, Newfoundland.
Yeah.
And then I rode from Halifax to San Francisco, 9,000 miles across the states. I'm a former cyclist. Here in New Brunswick, in 1995, Frank McKenna decided to pass a helmet law. Yeah. So then I fought and said, what's next? Elbow pad? Yeah. What's next? Knee pads? Yeah. We're going to have a goalie equipment in the future to ride a bicycle. So what happened? I never expected the province or the city to use the avenue of no helmets to go after people. I'm not going to bore you with my story. It's been going on for 2 years.
I saw your website.
Oh, you saw my website. Oh, okay, that's great.
I googled cycling in Fredericton, and the first website that comes up is yours. And I also know you had 1.5 million hits in February 2012.
Yes, thank you, okay. But the bottom line, what I'm saying, like the mayor, I've been driving him crazy here since I seen some points, and I just went like this and say, are you listening, are you listening, right, okay. So what I'm saying is, I came in here, I was a little bit upset, I was going to say, they're going to have this guy from Holland coming in here, and they don't have the proper attitude. And I hope action speaks louder than words. So when the mayor stood up and said, we're going to do something, and a fine example is Queen Street and King Street. If they could put a little line on the sidewalk that somebody could drive a bicycle on the sidewalk, responsible, of course, it would be good. So my question is this. We have a group of, so I'm getting this all right, short, right to the point. We have a group of people here, we call it the Park Patrol, I got another name for it, I won't say it here. Next week they're gonna come and go after people with no helmets. So what's your opinion on regulation to force, they can't exercise because they say, well, go buy a helmet. Then you go at Costco and say, go at Costco, buy one for $5. So what's your opinion on to force the bylaws? No sidewalk and helmet. That's it.
Well, you know, I'll just stay here. So what I find is, as I indicated already a little bit, sometimes we are over-concerned with safety. Are you filming? Or?
Yes.
Yeah. But so I want to ask you to, you can use it for your own stuff, but don't put it online. Because I also want to know, it's not that I don't, no, my point is that my presentations are kind of, part of it is just the fun and the surprise effect.
It's good.
If it's online, then people say, well, I'm not going anymore because I've seen it online already. So filming is fine, photos is fine. So basically what I find is that, and I indicated it before as well, sometimes things are just the way they are. And you've obviously noticed that I'm not a big fan of bike helmets because I think that it doesn't really encourage people to cycle. There's examples in the world. Do your research. You probably did it already in different places in the world. You see that a bike helmet law doesn't really encourage people to cycle for several reasons. The other thing is what I mentioned is you're basically only addressing the effect of the accident. So, but even though I was wearing my helmet, I'm still hit from behind by that 18-wheeler. So I kind of like to not be hit in the first place. But the problem with bicycle helmets is, no matter where you are in Canada, or in the US for that matter, is that as soon as you say, well, I'm not really sure if it's really necessary, somebody stands up and says, I had a terrible accident and I thank God the helmet saved my life. Great, so I'm glad you wear a helmet, because nobody tells you not to wear a helmet. But you're really going into a very emotional discussion. And as an example, Ontario doesn't have a helmet law above 18 years old. 90% of the people wear a helmet anyway, but it's a choice. So you're actually putting that law in for the last 10% who may not like the helmet. And what's the chance that of that 10%, somebody's hit and is going to fall? I'm cycling for 43 years now. Never cycled with a helmet in Holland. You just don't do that. I wouldn't even know where to buy one. So it's just something that is very normal in Holland. But then getting to your point is, sometimes I find, like I showed with the traffic sewer that I mentioned, sometimes you have to realize things are the way they are. Can I, as one single person or a small group, convince the provincial government to actually change the law? That's probably going to be really hard. So there's two things you can do. You can say, okay, I'm going to keep battling, but maybe at a very low level, that I just keep mentioning it, but I'm going to use all the energy that I have in positive stuff. And within 2 years, I actually decided, because I was like you, I complained, so why do we have this bottle? Why is this and why is that? And I was not angry, but just upset about things, why things don't happen. First thing I learned, a lot of city councillors, of course you all know it, but a lot of city councillors don't have cycling in their headspace. They are talking with farmers in the rural areas, or they talk about bridges over the rivers, big issue in Ottawa. So cycling has about this much of their headspace. So we sent very positive letters, and we're making sure we're always positive. The press comes to us when there's an accident, wedge issue. So what do you think about cycling? I said, well, cycling is safe. It's awful that this accident has happened, but let's realize it's one or two. But of the millions of bike trips, there's sometimes something goes wrong.
Let me tell you something. In the 70s, I have never heard of one cyclist being killed on the highway.
Yeah.
You know why people are getting killed? I'm going to tell you. It's the music in the ears.
Yeah,
they put the music in their ears and they're not alert on the surroundings.
So you're hitting a good point. So if you want to make cycling safe, use your energy in a positive way, that people listen to positive people. I won, in 2 years I won a prize, the Bruce Timmermans Award for cycling advocacy. It's because I'm always positive, and sometimes inside I'm ready to strangle somebody's neck, of course, as well, just like you on your website. Just like you on your website. But that's not the way to communicate. Eventually people are sick of negativity, and I talk with the city councillors. You know what they do with angry emails? Delete, 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 delete. So the only thing that you get things rolling, I'll put there, the only thing that's rolling is stay positive, bite your tongue, accept sometimes that things don't work, but use all the energy in the things that you can change.
I think this is a start right here.
Yeah, this is a start. Thank you.
I just have a very quick comment, and I know that you can't move to Fredericton. You've got a big job, and you're probably quite happy, and so on and so forth. My question is, will you move to Ottawa?
It's all in fun here. It's all in fun.
Oh, that's what it's all about. It's about fun and not about fight. So, coffee break.
Yeah.